Hey there everyone, LDMAA here coming at you with my top 3 decks for BT08 format. So the delay this time around, compared to the last 7-8 times around, really got to me. I was like, man, I really need Vmon. I usually can just wait for the next set, like, it's not a big deal, but Vmon is my absolute favorite Digimon, and I was like, I need to brainstorm, I want to play this deck, I don't have enough. I could do proxies, but Origami Fan is not going to be able to play for the delay format, I guess, because he's going to Vegas or something and other stuff. But so we're just sticking to BT7, whenever we play. So no point. So I was like, all right, let's just deck build it and get some kind of skeleton rough draft going. So this isn't my finalized list because I obviously haven't playtested anything. None of these are playtested, so bear that in mind. Like, you could easily adjust, change things. Maybe something doesn't work as well as I thought it did. But yeah, this is the first draft, I guess, of these decks. So let's start with Armor Rush because this is my most anticipated deck. I'm probably gonna main this for the rest of my Digimon career, which is, I don't even know how long that'll be. A while. But yeah. Alright, let's start with the babies. Let's get over here. Upamon. Alright, Upamon. When attacking, once per turn, if your opponent has a Digimon with no sources, trigger draw one. This is just the absolute best baby for blue in general. Like 99% of blue decks run this, and it's fair. The alt art, especially. Jesus. So that's the baby. And then I run forward the jamming Vmon. He has jamming, so he's just straight up amazing. Like, you just straight up use this, go aggro, maybe unsuspend, armor into these things. Like, he's just an overall good card. Always has been. Alright, Vmon from the starter deck that's coming out with the BT8. So on play, reveal the top 3 cards of your deck, add 1 card with free and its traits among them to your hand, place remaining cards in the bottom. So, and it can also Digivolve off green babies in case you want to get creative with that aspect. So most of your cards in this are free trait. I think it's armor though. I don't think it's free. Oh, it is a free trait. So basically you have a bunch, like all these are free traits. All your Digimon are free traits. You're gonna hit something. You might actually, I've seen this happen. You might actually hit these here. But like the likelihood is very, very low. You'll hit a Digimon for sure most of the time. Alright, this Vmon from BT8. On play, reveal the top 4 cards of your deck. Add 1 2-color blue card among them to your hand. Place remaining cards at the bottom of your deck in any quarter. Oh, wait a minute. This says add 1 2-color blue card. I assume Digimon for some reason. So you can add, since it doesn't specify, you can add Davis and Ken. Because they're both blue and green. And one of the colors is blue. So that's pretty cool. But basically you can hit any of these armor Digimon. You can hit Flamedramon, Lightdramon, Raydramon. I really hate that they I mean, they technically didn't F that up. That's the champion's actual name. But I'm too used to the dubbed. And Bandai just needs to be consistent when it comes to using dubbed or subbed or whatever names. Anyways, moving on. Vmon from the 04 starter deck. This doesn't come up, the Digivolving into O-Force, unless you actually run it. It can come up, like if you tech one in, I wouldn't. Some people do that. Like, some people actually tech one O-Force in. But you mainly use this for the one attacking. Inheritable. If you have 7 less cards, draw 1. That's just straight up code for getting more cards in your hand than like blue does. Then I run 1 XVmon from 1.5. When Digivolving, unsuspend one of your low 4 low Digimon. I think that's just a good tech to have, so you can unsuspend literally any of your Vmon or armor to swing a second time. Any color? Yeah, any color, so it doesn't really matter, as long as level 4 lower. So that's good. That's why I run the 1 of. And then Flamedramon. Flamedramon. I need 5 of this card. So the special text, black text, Digivolve 2 from Vmon. So this you can do this in the breeding area too, because it's not like your turn, this card is also treated as a different color type thing. So this also happens in the breeding area, so you can build up from there. Armor Purge, a new mechanic of BT8. When this Digimon will be deleted, you may trash the top card of this Digimon to prevent that deletion. So when he dies, he just goes back to being Vmon. And then when attacking, he gets plus 3,000 power, so he just straight up becomes 8k. Swinging hard. It's good. I like it. He's straight up just an aggro card. Raydramon, Storm of Friendship, or Lydramon. Digivolve 2 from Vmon, the special attacks. Armor Purge. And then when Digivolving, suspend one of your opponent's level 4 lower Digimon, so you can tap something that seems like a threat, get rid of it, like a Floodgate, or basically anything, like something that's in your way. Magnamon, right here. My boy. Digivolve 3 from Vmon. Blocker. Armor Purge. And then when Digivolving, unsuspend this Digimon, and he gets plus 2000 DP until the end of your opponent's next turn for each card of armor and traits. So that's just straight up good. He just becomes a straight up level 6 if you have enough armor in there. Like he's a 7k, so you have 1, 2, 3, at least one of each of them. That's 13k'd up. But like if you're stacking, he's gonna be a big boy. He can get big actually. But yeah, Magnamon's actually pretty amazing. Like, and then this deck will get better once Magnamon X comes out. This deck will just get better. Then I run 3 of the Stingmon from the new starter deck. When you would play this card from your hand, if you have a blue Digimon in play, reduce its play cost by 1. Inheritable when attacking, if you have a blue Digimon in play, draw 1 card, so that's pretty dope. A lot of people don't run this later on, I've been hearing, in Japan. They run the random dinosaur Parasarimon from BT6, I think? I don't exactly remember. I could... But I actually don't know how to spell the name, so I won't even try right now. But people are running that instead of him because he's a natural 3 cost. He doesn't have any abilities, he's a vanilla. But like people run that because so you don't have to rely on having a blue Digimon in play just to drop him by 1. Which is fair, but he's also a free trait Digimon, so he's gonna get hit. He's gonna be targeted by the searchers, so it's like... I think I'd rather run Stingmon in my opinion, just because he can get... Vmon can hit him. And Davis can hit the other guy too, but like Vmon can hit Stingmon just because he has free in this trait. So it's like you're missing out, basically, kind of. But at the same time, it's not a deal breaker. You know, you could whiff. That's fine, I guess. It's still good, like the other one. Then I run 4 Chimeramon because I think this card's busted. Like, my god. DNA Digivolve for 0 from 2 level 4s, so like any level 4s, and then you can like get a free swing potentially. Because it doesn't cost anything. You just have to have like any of these out, even the Stingmon, like just DNA. Because color doesn't matter as long as they're level 4 or lower. And then when Digivolving, you may place 1 level 5 or lower Digimon card from your trash under just Digimon as Digivolution's card. And then up to 4 your opponent's Digimon gets minus 1000 DP for each of this Digimon's colors until the end of your opponent's turn. Oh man, that actually can get big actually. So each color, so 1, 2, 3, and yellow 4. So potentially 4 colors. Jesus, that's 4000 DP. That's actually a good amount. And then this Digimon gets treated as having all the colors of its Digi sources. Well, this Digimon has 4 more cards. 4 more colors. Gets plus 4000 power. Oh, so it even benefits off that. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So it can potentially have 4. Yeah. Plus 4000. That's a 12k. This thing's busted. I'm surprised it didn't get hit yet. It probably will at some point. That's just my random fear. I'm like, this card is actually... It's in almost every deck. Like, it's really, like, easy to do. Then I run 3 of the Imperialdramon because I think this card is really good too. Because you can DNA off as long as you have Raydramon out. And then you can just stack them. Or Stingmon. I run Stingmon too, I forgot. But so you have 2 targets. But Raydramon's more flexible because he's also half green. Digivolve, you know how DNA works at this point, hopefully. When DNA Digivolving, return one of your opponent's Digimon with 6,000 or less to the bottom of its deck, to the owner's deck. And then when attacking, it can unsuspend itself once per turn. Which is really, really good. Like, being able to multi-attack in a Rookie Rush, Armor Rush deck is like, yeah. So he's just in there for the multi-swing. Some people run the Shikuyamon dual-colored one, but he's more like trying to be defensive. I'm just going pure aggro here. You know, it's just a different playstyle. 3 Davis because we're cool. Davis is dope. Memory Setter. Real top 3 cards. And 1 blue and green Digimon among them to your hand. And then the dual colors. So if you hit this, he counts as either blue or green. So if, like, if you see him and a Stingmon, you want to grab both, he can be the blue and then he can be the green. Then the Stingmon can be the green. So Davis is actually stronger with the dual colors out, which is really nuts, actually. Davis again! Start of your main phase. If you have a blue Digimon in play, gain 1 memory. If you have a green Digimon in play, gain 1 memory. So if you have a dual color out, you gain 2 memory. It's incredible. When one of your Digimon digivolves during your turn into a Digimon with 2 or more colors, you may suspend this Digimon to unsuspend that Digimon. Ah, that's good. Like, be able to swing twice is amazing. Like, if you digivolve into any of these armors or Chimeramon, you can unsuspend it. I mean, Chimeramon already unsuspends, actually. Just the armors, then. Jesus. It's amazing. Plasma Strike, because it's like the Spiral Masquerade for armors. While you have a Digimon of armor form and its traits in play, you may play this without meeting its color requirements. One of your opponent's Digimon gets minus 4,000 for the turn, and then all your opponent's Digimon get 1,000 DP minus for each card of armor form in your trash. So it's actually pretty good. If you have 1 of each, that's 3k already. And you have more than that, like copies of them, like you can actually add up because you're armor purging and all that. So like they're going to the trash. This deck should be moving really fast too. So like, oh, and then security effect activate it. It's pretty dope. Armor texture, mass change. While you have a Digimon of armor form in its traits in play, you may use this card without meeting its color requirements. Trash the top card of one of your Digimon with armor form in its traits. Then you may digivolve one of your Digimon into a Digimon card in your hand with armor form in its traits for its Digivolution cost. If you do, unsuspend that Digimon. That's really good. Because then you're able to switch and then swing again. Like you have Imperialdramon, you just trash it back to Vmon, then you digivolve it into something else, like another Imperialdramon maybe, and then you just swing again with it. It's good. It's literally mass change. That's what mass change does in Yu-Gi-Oh! It's literally the same concept. And then the security effect is play 1 level 3 Digimon card with free in its traits from your hand or trash while paying the memory cost. So if you hit this in security, you can play a Vmon basically for free. And then it doesn't negate the on-play effect, so you can like hit the searchers to get more stuff. So this is like the very first draft of the deck I want to do for BT8, and I think it looks pretty solid. I want to fit Fire Rocket in here. I don't know how to fit Fire Rocket in here. That +1 security seems good, but I just don't know how to fit it. But that's why it's first draft, so it's like, I'll figure it out later. Once I playtest, I can figure out what's like working and what's not, like all that. So, gotta wait until the end of May. Alright, that's my Armor Rush deck for BT8, and my number one, like my number one deck. Like, I'm gonna be playing this hardcore. It's gonna be really fun. But yeah, okay. Next deck, Blue-Green Imperialdramon. So like another Vmon deck, but it's slightly different. So we already went over jamming Vmon, on play, searcher. You know, get the same concept. Like we're grabbing stuff, and then this is the different Vmon we run. The Vmon from EX1. When this Digimon becomes unsuspended during your main phase, gain 1 memory. So that's just good because you're unsuspending your Digimon a good amount, so you're gonna gain memory off that. And then EX1. XVmon because he has jamming, and then he gives the ultimates jamming too. So when you DNA, they have jamming, which is really, really good. And then Raydramon's in the deck because not necessarily for the armor purge, just for the suspending and for being a dual colored, like blue and green. So he fits the synergy of what the deck's doing. So you can also like be an option to like DNA Digivolve with him too. He just fits and synergizes because of the colors. Yeah, we already went over him, but let's just go over him again one more time. So DNA for blue and green, and then when Digivolving, return one of your opponent's Digimon with 6,000 DP or less to the bottom of the opponent's deck, and then he unsuspends when you swing with him once per turn. He's just a pure aggro card. He's amazing, actually. And then add him with jamming here, or give him the... Oh, it's both, because DNA, duh. Draw one and jamming, and draw one from the baby, Demi Vmon, because he has jamming. Now, because of this, you're doing good. You're doing really good. Oh, and if you happen to have this Vmon, you gain a memory. It's really good. I'm not sure about this Dino Vmon though. I'm running 4 right now. I'm not sure what that take out. I'm thinking about the Imperialdramon from 1.5 to unsuspends if you have Imperialdramon in the name, like 2 of that. Like take 2 of this out and put 2 of that Imperialdramon, because I saw Mario do it and I was like, maybe. But I'm gonna try maximizing it first and see how I like it. Because I like playtesting before I actually decide what goes in and out. Like I want to see if it works. If it doesn't work, then take it out. If it does, keep it and think about it more. So you keep playing, So DNA, so green plus blue, so you gotta go the other way around when you stack it. Like green on top and then blue at bottom. And then when Digivolving, suspend one of your opponent's Digimon, so no matter how you Digivolve into them, you suspend one of your opponent's Digimon. When DNAing, though, it adds on that the Digimon doesn't unsuspend. So it's really good that's a stun. So I'm like, I kind of like the stun. The stun's pretty dope. And then this Digimon gets 1000 DP for each of its colors. That's a good inheritable. That's decent. But again, unsuspending, you know, when you swing with the Imperialdramon from 1.5 is kind of like, yeah, I can swing more. But yeah, the starter deck Imperialdramon. When Digivolving, you may play one level 4 or lower blue Digimon card and or one level 4 or lower green Digimon card from this Digimon's Digivolution cards while paying the memory cost. So that's really, really strong. This card is actually powerful. Like, play one level 4 lower blue Digimon card and a level 4 green Digimon, and then play them, and then you can, like, DNA Digivolve again for another, like, attack. It's dumb. It's absolutely, like, nuts. That's why I run 4 of it. This card's, like, a busted starter deck card. And then because I still love the jamming Imperialdramon, I'm trying this. This might not stick, but I want to keep using him. So I'm running 2 of it right now. So it's a 3 cost, so if you Digivolve on top of Imperialdramon or Dino B. And then it has jamming, and then unsuspend all your Digimon jamming. So it could potentially be lethal, like this move too, because this deck is actually like, this card's still good. Like, dang, it's still good. And I want to keep using him because it's very fun. Or I might just try a different build for him if it doesn't work out. So we'll see. First draft, fighter mode. Let's do a Digivolve 2 if it contains Dragon mode. Black text, so you can do this in the breeding area too, but I doubt it'll be out in the breeding area by then, because by the time you're swinging with Imperialdramon by now. So when Digivolve, return one of your opponent's Digimon with 10k or less to the owner's hand, so that's actually pretty good, a good bounce. When attacking, if a blue card is in this Digimon's Digivolution sources, unsuspend one of your Digimon. If a green card's in this Digimon's Digivolution sources, suspend one of your opponent's Digimon. So that's actually really, really good. Like, being able to suspend any of your Digimon, not just himself, so like maybe a different Digimon can stand back up if he wants when he swings, or himself. And then you can suspend one of your opponent's Digimon, and that's really good too, because then you can tap something and maybe get rid of it if it's a threat. But yeah, that's why it's a 1-of though. It's not good. Like, it's just a good, like, just in case you need to go up more. Then I like fighter mode. Like, I definitely need to run at least one. Omnimon Blitz, because you blitz for game, unsuspends, and then that other effect doesn't really matter. But if it would be deleted or returned to the owner's hand, you may prevent it from leaving play by trashing a level 6 card, Digimon card. So it can stay alive, basically. Paladin mode is the reason why we run it for real, though. When your Digimon will Digivolve into this card in your hand, you may return one white level 7 Digimon card from your trash to the bottom of the deck to reduce the cost by 4. So it can be a 3 cost potentially. I think the 7's fine though, because I've done it with Sanomon. It's not a big deal. When Digivolving or when attacking, you may return 1 2-color card from this Digimon's Digivolution sources to the bottom of its owner's deck to trash all the Digivolution cards of one of your opponent's Digimon. Then return all your opponent's Digimon in those sources to the bottom of the owner's deck in any order. So Mario pointed this out. That's not a once per turn. So if you put like, what's it called, the 1.5 under there, and you swing twice, and you happen to have two colors in the stack, which you most likely will, looking at what the stack would look like, you definitely would have at least 2-3, depending on how you Digivolve up. So it's actually really good. Just in case you want to keep bouncing stuff because you only trash one of your opponent's Digimon. So if your opponent has like multiple Digimon with sources, you can like unsuspend at least one more time and trash the rest and bounce the rest. Plus, he looks sick. This card's really good actually. It's just a 1-of though. He's not that good. Well, he's good. He's just more like late game card. Like you should win when you use him. 3 Davis. We went over in the last video. Memory setter. Grab cards. Grab blue and green. Blue and green is good. We also went over this guy. So this guy can also, these guys, there's 2 of them. So it's really strong with like the restanding aspect of what Imperialdramon is doing. You know, what I was just rambling on about, like being able to swing multiple times. So they just help with that too, and gain you more memory because of the whole blue-green Digimon. But yeah. This is my rough draft for the blue Imperialdramon deck. I think it's gonna be good. The only thing I'm iffy about is this. Like, this could theoretically be something else. Like, I don't run option cards. Like, this could literally be that dual-colored option, the Giga Crusher thingy. But yeah. Well, I don't know. We'll see. I'll be messing around with it a lot. So, like, this deck and the Armor Rush are going to be my main 2 decks. And then the next deck is not a Vmon deck, but it's also going to be, like, a deck I'm going to be messing around with a lot. Because I love Agumon and BlackWarGreymon. So, let's get into it. BlackWarGreymon. Oh, yeah. This is really fun. Like, I'm really excited to play this deck. So, for the BlackWarGreymon deck, Greymon Tribal, we run for the Coromon from BT5. When attacking, if this Digimon's name contains Greymon or Amimon, draw 1. So, that's really good. Like, you're just drawing cards. Then we're going to run for the Black Agumon from BT8. On play, reveal the top 4 cards of your deck, add 1 Digimon card with Greymon's name and 1 Digimon card with Dragonkin and its traits among them to your hand, and then place the rest at the bottom. So that's really good. Like, you get to add 2 cards. Because, like, some of these are Dragonkin and Greymons, so it's good. Agumon promo! If this Digimon's name contains Greymon, this Digimon gets 2000 power. So it's just a buff. Agumon Searcher, on play, reveal the top 3 cards of your deck. Add 1 Digimon card with Greymon's name and 1 Digimon with Amimon's name from among them to your hand. So that's good. It's just grabbing your pieces, like getting your pieces ready for BlackWarGreymon. So you can be ready to, like, hurt people. And then this card's good too for the same reason, like, you're just searching. When attacking, once per turn, inheritable. Reveal the top 3 cards of your deck, add a Tamer, or a Digimon card with Agumon. That's really good. It just gets more pieces. Like, if you're missing a Marcus and Nokia. So 4, 8, 12, 14. Oh, he also Digivolves off red. So you can Digivolve him on top of the Coromon. I should have mentioned that earlier. I just noticed it and realized I didn't explain it. Where it's like, you don't actually have to hard drop them all the time. Because you can Digivolve on top of the Coromon, and it'll be fine. Just draw a card. Then we run Champions. 4 of this Greymon. When Digivolving, if this Digimon has Agumon's Digivolution card, gain 1 memory. And then gives Greymon or Amimon plus 2000. This Greymon's pretty good. I love Greymon Tribal. I just never really messed around with it too much. It was just mostly fun builds and stuff. But now I'm really excited to, like, play it now that's meta. Greymon from BT8. He's a black and can Digivolve off red. So you can Digivolve off the Agumons. While you have a red Digimon play, this Digimon gains Blocker. The inheritable. So it's really good. And then 2 of the Security plus 1 Greymon. This card is just straight up, like, good, but he's not 4 of anymore. I'd rather have Blocker, like, defensively, because you're already going strong. And then, let's go Ultimates. Metal Greymon from BT8. When Digivolving, Digivolve 1 of your opponent's Digimon. Skip the explanation. Then delete 1 of your opponent's Digimon 3000 or less. So this could potentially just get rid of something. Because if you Digivolve it into a rookie, then you just kill that rookie. While this Digimon has Dragonkin or Machine in its traits, it can also attack your opponent's unsuspended Digimon, so that's really strong, because then, you know, you can swing at unsuspended Digimon, and it's Machine too, so that's really good for Imperialdramon, this card. It's a pretty good Metal Greymon, to be honest. He looks sick too. That art is awesome, just pointing that out. So this BlackWarGreymon deck is very aggressive, like, it's super, super aggressive, actually. Then I run Metal Greymon Alterius mold, the other level 5 ultimate. So he can Digivolve off level 5s by 1 and level 4s by 3. When Digivolving, if a Digimon card with Metal Greymon in its name is in this Digimon sources, delete 1 of your opponent's Digimons with 4000 or less. So he can delete stuff too, and he gives buff to the Amimon and Greymon. Plus 2000 power. So this card's just overall good. He's always been good since he came out. Like, Alterius mold is... He's also a really cool Digimon. Like, when I saw him in the reboot, oh man, I was in love with that cannon. Like, thank God. Then 2 Chimeramon, because like I said, he's busted. Like, why not run this? Like, if you have 2 Greymons out, just DNA Digivolve them and you get stuff. Just a free swing too. Like, it's 0 cost. So, Chimeramon's good. You know, place a level 5 or lower, so you can add more inheritables to the stack, because he's any color. So you can Digivolve into BlackWarGreymon off him too, you know? So you can actually add an inheritable that you might need under him. So all these inheritables are good. Like, plus 1000, add Tamer or Agumon name, plus power, get blocker, plus 1 security. What's this one again? Oh, attack on suspended Digimon. So, like, or just put more of Alterius mold underneath and get more power too. So Chimeramon is just overall good. I run 2 of it. It makes sense. 4 of the BlackWarGreymon, obviously, because he's the boss monster of the deck. When Digivolving, if this Digimon has a red Digivolution card, choose any number of your opponent's Digimon. If this Digimon has a black Digivolution card, choose any number of your opponent's Tamers. The chosen card's play cost must add up to 6 or less. Delete the chosen cards. So that's really good. So you can delete Memory Tamer, potentially. Yeah, you can delete Tamers. That's really good. And then once per turn, when the opponent's Digimon's deleted, unsuspend the Digimon. So, like, you can swing at something, or if it already dies with this effect and you already swung earlier, it's good. Like, unsuspend, and then he can just swing again. It's good. Like, being able to delete Tamers is really good. There's a lot of cheap Tamers out there. Really good. Man, his art is sick! Alright. 2 of the WarGreymon from BT1. When Digivolving, this Digimon gains +1 security. And then during your turn, this Digimon doesn't activate security skills on option cards. It checks. This card's just overall good. He's always been good. Like, pretty sick. Pretty sick WarGreymon. I knew he was going to be the backup, like, no matter what. He's always just good. He's just straight up amazing. Then I run 2 of the Dark Gaia Force. Choose any number of your opponent's Digimon whose play cost add up to 15 or less and delete them. And then security effectively when your opponent's Digimon with a play cost of 15 or less. So it's good for board wiping. Like, he can still just straight up kill something big by itself, but like he can also blow up small numbers. Like Terra Destroyer, like everything. Man, I really like the BlackWarGreymon deck. This is really sweet. Alright, Tamers. Marcus, because he's good. Memory setter, and when one of your Digimon Greymon's name attacks, you may suspend this Tamer to gain 1 memory. So when you keep swinging your Greymons, you can gain a lot of memory, actually, if you just keep tapping these Marcuses, because we run 4. Like, and then Nokia is just straight up good. You may play 1 Agumon or Gabumon from your hand while playing the memory cost on play, and then when Digivolving one of your Digimon into a Digimon card in your hand with Garuru, Omni, or Greymon in its name, you may suspend this Tamer to reduce the memory cost by 1. And she can stack it too, so she could potentially make things cheaper and just spam Agumons. This is a very aggro deck. There's some things I might change up to. Maybe 4 is too many for Marcus. That's thing. I'm not sure about him being a backup. This card seems pretty solid to use, so overall I think this is a good starting point. Like, this deck seems strong to me. It's just something I came up with, so once we actually start playing BT8, once I actually start playing BT8 with physical cards, then I can adjust and let y'all update y'all throughout the month, like next June probably. About deck profiles on how I improved these decks. Plus the other decks I'll build. I'm just showing off the top 3 decks that are my favorite. So woo! So Armor Rush, Blue Green Imperial, and Greymon Tribal. Those are the decks I'm most excited for your BTA format. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you all got something out of this. I'm getting used to the online deck builder. I prefer the physical cards displaying for deck profiles, but since delays are forever and I don't want to make proxies, this is the best I could do. So, let me know what you think. See y'all later!